Are we really about to talk about a loss in the last video of 2010? Dude, it's no big deal. By the way, are you going to the gold medal ceremony later? There's a gold medal ceremony tonight? Nope. I see what you did there. This is only the third time that I've said this in 2010. Canada loses 6-5 in the shootout to Sweden. But that was some game. 10 goals, and it was close because no one ever had a 2-goal lead. They say the 2-goal lead is the most dangerous lead in hockey, but you could have fooled me because there were 5 1-goal leads lost in this game. Lead number 1, Sean Couturier puts Canada up 1-0 less than a minute into the game, but Max Freiberg for Sweden ties it up just over 2 minutes in. Sweden's turn for the lead. Carl Lindberg scores 2-1, then Quentin Howden scores less than a minute later, just squeaking by Robin Lehner, tied 2-2. And just when it looked like it was going to be a tie game heading into the first intermission, Curtis Hamilton bangs one in with less than a second to go. Up on the scoreboard in the arena, it was 0.5 seconds left. Assisted by Ryan Johansson, but also by the crowd who was screaming at Johansson to shoot. And this pick I took should give you a pretty good idea of the Canadian to Swedish fan ratio. You crazy Canucks. And with that goal, that is how you end a period. Until Carl Klingberg scored less than a minute into the second, tying the game. And that's how to not start a period. Less than 2 minutes after that, Sweden takes the lead back. Jesper Thornberg scoring. And less than 2 minutes after that, Canada ties it again. Curtis Hamilton scoring again. I'm going to slow this video down so we can all catch our breath for a second. 8 goals in the first 24 minutes and 37 seconds. That's an average of just over 3 minutes between each goal. And at the halfway mark, the game was on pace to be 8-8. And it's surprising because here's this Canadian team that's supposed to be built on defense, but not quite as skilled as previous years, as everyone is saying. And Sweden has this blue chip prospect of a goalie in Robin Lehner who's played a ton of pro this year. Yet somehow both teams have 4 goals. But after that the game settles a bit, both teams try to gain their composure, and there isn't a goal scored for about 19 minutes. But who puts Canada back on top? This guy is having one of the best statistical World Juniors ever, Braden Shen. Canada then holding their longest lead of the game for 8 minutes. And all of a sudden the fans have come back to life. Oh, here comes the wave. Yeah! I was in the way. But that party got crashed by Patrick Saline tying the game up at 5s. Regulation solves nothing. Overtime. Overtime. Both teams get their chances. Sweden especially. Nothing solved. Shootout. You couldn't ask for much more in a hockey game, let alone a World Junior one, let alone on New Year's Eve. How about the Canadian World Juniors on New Year's Eve? Big come from behind win to ring in 2009 and big shootout victory to ring in 2010. Right off the bat, Sweden scores, Canada does not. Sweden stopped in round 2, but Canada also failing to score in round 2. It's up to this. Oscar Lindberg comes in, makes no mistake, beats Olivier Waugh, and that's the victory for Sweden, who, I don't know, kind of celebrated like they just won the gold medal. Talk to Eric Goodbranson about that.
Whatever floats their boat, but you know, we're looking at it from a positive manner. It's the only way to work out in these tournaments is to stay positive, and I mean, obviously we learned from that game, and you know, we're gonna get back at them in the medal rounds once we can.
But I'm not gonna take it away from them. They should be happy. They just won their group. And after period after period, minute after minute of nail biting on the edge of your seat hockey, the game is decided, in a shootout. Leaves a bit of a sour taste. But this group doesn't feel sorry for themselves. They know the tournament's not over, and they learned their lessons. Spoke to Foligno about that.
Payback's going to be a little tough on them, and you know, they played you got to give them credit. They played a pretty good game against us, but at the same time, you know, we're gonna come back strong, and it was just a longer road to get to where we got to get.
Gold is still well within Canada's grasp. So now we await to see what's next on Canada's road to gold. So have a safe and happy New Year, and hope 2011 is a golden one.